Jeremy Bamber's case is undoubtedly one of the most high-profile in history. But just as Jeremy, as an innocent man, has battled and fought over much of the last 3 decades to clear his name, very little attention is paid to his own personal suffering over that time. Evidence now, undoubtedly, though tragically, supports the view that Sheila Caffel took the lives of her 2 sons, along with her mother and father, before killing herself, and in doing so robbed Jeremy of his entire family. Aside from the painful, flawed accusations that Jeremy has had to stomach since 1985, few people give mind to the fact that as a victim of murder himself, he received absolutely no support to deal with such an overwhelming tragedy. In our modern society, when we suffer a bereavement, there is commonly a support system in place to enable us to process and deal with a loss in whichever way may be appropriate to us. In 1985, there were little or no such mechanisms, and, as such, Jeremy was left to fend for himself. A bereavement for any of us is an exceptionally difficult event, yet Jeremy's loss was wholly unprecedented, that of an entire family being compounded by being wrongly blamed for taking those lives. The brand new, academically researched and referenced webpage on the Jeremy Bamber campaign website details thoroughly how Jeremy was treated from the very moment he met police at White House Farm all the way through to the present day. It studies the tragedy from his own personal point of view and reflects on the impact it will still be having on him some 3 decades later. It touches upon the loss of Jeremy's whole family, with the added trauma of the killings having taken place in the Bamber family home. The killings being carried out by Jeremy's own sister, including the death of her 2 children. The more simple yet unappreciated traumas, such as being woken by his father's telephone call at around 3 a.m, a time when it's proven the body is at its lowest ebb. The anxious wait Jeremy faced before insensitively being told his entire family had been killed, and the equally disgraceful management of Jeremy's personal feelings in the immediate aftermath of the tragedy. For instance, he was forced, after just minutes of being told of their deaths, to sign a form giving police permission to remove and destroy items such as bloodied carpets, decisions Jeremy was in no fit state to be making, and yet decisions that would ludicrously be used against him in court. Finally, the unwarranted media intrusion into his life and home, as well as being left virtually alone to deal with financial matters relating to his family members' personal business affairs, including running a business and arranging funerals for all his family. In short, the new webpage helps highlight the fact that Jeremy Bamber had his physical and emotional needs as a victim of murder completely abandoned by the police and other authorities in the aftermath of the White House Farm tragedies. Far from being supported and eased gently through an unimaginable trauma, he was cast aside and later victimized by those duty-bound to help and protect him. When you consider what Jeremy went through that night, there is little doubt he will have suffered with post-traumatic stress disorder. Yet, while his needs were ignored, Family members who stood to benefit financially from his conviction were offered such guidance. Instead of grieving, Jeremy began fighting, and it's a fight that after almost 30 years, he is slowly but surely starting to win.